I think it's like a lot of people, like in my situation, like you didn't really think you just thought you've partied. Like that was just it. Right. And I think that's how a lot of people go. Like they don't think they have a problem. But like for me, like I certainly didn't until there were certain times in my life where it was like had a knee injury, get prescribed Vicodin, you know, fake the injury a little bit longer to get more Vicodin. And then, you know, then you're buying Vicodin. And then it's like, so like then like that was initially it. That was my first first experience with addiction was in my 20s with Vicodin, with Norco.
Post, or I talked to him. I said, "Yeah, bro, that's pretty cool." Oh, he was saying something about him going to Florida, and I said, "Fucking A, that's huge." Anytime you're flowing out someplace for your body or for what you're doing with your mind and to help people, it's cool. He sent me a video message back.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
That's how you. And I figured, you know what, that's cool. And I said, "Bro," and I sent him one back. I said, "Wow, how intimate is this? It's beautiful. Thank you."
Yep.
He encouraged me to do it back to him, and I felt more connected to him, more involved in his life.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because like we run our business on a very personal level.
Yeah.
And you know, I always like to compare us, and maybe I'm out of line here and say this, but I like to compare us to the Four Seasons. Like if somebody
sorry to interrupt you, but tell me about your business because I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, so it's kind of twofold. Okay, I'm a coach on a mindset, sobriety, health, and fitness side, and I have a huge clientele. This is kind of chirping in and out on me.
Yeah, I noticed it when I was on that, when I did mine.
His thing says he's chipping in and out, bro.
I think try to get close.
Yeah, no problem.
I touch mine.
You can move this because I don't want you to have to slouch.
Yeah, don't. You're not going to break it. This whole arm lifts up.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
You know what I mean? Like I keep mine, like I'm like this.
Yeah, closer because I think it senses you pulling away. And
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. You want to other side?
Sit up more straight.
Yeah, other side, push it in. Right side, push it in.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Nice.
I don't know that.
Michigan.
There's a huge Middle Eastern population as well.
Yeah,
somewhere.
like Dearborn.
This is where I trip out.
Like the highest per cap.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You all right, bro?
I'm not really well, no. Bro.
Did you have a Red Bull?
No. You're in charge. Should I? No, if I had a sword, I would knife you. And then cut your fucking head off. I like that part. I like that part a lot.
A really creepy look you had right after you said that.
Yeah. I felt, sold it.
I felt Highlander there for a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just keep my. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Where were we?
Your personal coach.
Well, I asked you about your business.
Yeah. So I started as a personal coach.
Okay.
And took off pretty quick. Wasn't expecting that to happen. Ended up putting on like over 200 clients, and then got all the way up to close to 300. You know, all on automation, like subscription based, right?
Okay.
So I kind of figured it out. I was like, okay, this is badass. You know, It was like monthly subscription, you know, and it worked out really well. You know, I'd have like group Zooms where I would have all men on one Zoom night and then all women on another. And there's a lot of things I would have changed along the way. You know, when I first got started, I started like bringing people on like crazy, and then using OPA, which is other people's audience, to, you know, promote myself in a way, but also promote them. And it took off really fast. Did a lot of worked a lot of deals for audience and to scale myself up using OPA. And ultimately, if I could go back, I probably would have done it more high ticket from the start, because it did bog me down right away. But then once I had it leveled out and I figured out how to get it automated on subscription base, then I was like, okay, I got this figured out. So I need to build a agency and show people how to do this the right way. So I started the agency, and I wanted to keep it boutique, and I wanted it to be something that was different than all these other like business mentor programs, so to speak, where they would chase retention, try to keep you coming back, and give you A and B, but then wait for that time to run out before they sell you C and D.
Okay.
So the whole point of this is if I'm going to teach you how to acquire clients, then I better be pretty damn good at acquiring clients. I'm not going to start a mentorship program based on what most people do, which is we can't actually do it, so we teach it.
Yeah.
So are you coaching coaches?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And are you doing it at a group level or one-on-one or both?
So yeah, we individualize each coach's program and build them out with my 5-person team.
How interesting. So it's probably the coaches are from all different.
Dude, I have everything from,
they're coaching different stuff, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I have everything from a detective in LA to a Hell's Angel in Spain.
Right.
And everything in between.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Wow, that is amazing. It's it's the equivalent of being around startups, right?
Mm-hmm.
A ton of startups.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then just like, teaching them off of my successes and failures along the way.
Right. That's fascinating. What tell me about your favorite client.
Favorite client
Yeah.
or favorite coach?
Coach. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you
my
go.
God, you're going to get me in trouble right now
Right.
too. Cause I love them all. And everybody says that like they're kids. Right. But I would tell you that,
Well, let me ask the question differently. Tell me about the coach
That surprised him the most.
was most receptive and took advantage of the coaching and was able to move forward the fastest.
right now I would say Adam Sheridan, my Canadian sniper.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
His
Good
attitude,
question, too.
his like, I can swear.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. His attitude and he just shuts the fuck up and goes to work.
Yeah.
He's just does what he's told.
Well, who is he? What does he do?
He is a mindset, fitness, and nutrition coach. He was a Marine sniper for the Canadian military. I don't know how they.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I guess I
And
way to throw me under the bus, bro. Thanks. Thanks, man.
And his energy is like unparalleled.
Wow.
So whoever's listening to this, go check out Adam Sheridan.
What's his handle on Instagram?
Oh, geez. I think he uses underscores, which is highly unadvised.
Right.
So,
Because
Shane-
look at us stumbling now. Come on, Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
Come on, Adam.
So Adam _Sheridan _fitness.
All right.
I'll have that corrected
Yeah.
after this.
All right. There we go.
Shane, you're gonna have to keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
You know how detail oriented I am.
Yes.
If I get too far
Too
down the rabbit
questioning?
hole,
Yeah. I'll pull you back.
so,
Don't worry. I'll pull you back.
because I'm fascinated.
Well, I know you are because it's business and you like the numbers game.
So how would I become interested or attracted to this particular coach? And does it matter what my business is? And what's he going to do for me?
So with Adam,
Yeah.
Adam has.
I like snipers. They're badass.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
military
Yeah, right, yeah.
people. I like his energy. I want to sign up with him. What do I have in store?
So with Adam, you would expect obviously like a nutrition and training program.
Okay.
Okay. It would all come out of a private app. So it'll basically tell you what to move, how to move it, when to move it, with videos along the way, telling you your rest time, spots for you to log things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're going to get a nutrition program. I believe he works off of a macro-based diet. That's typically what we like to see. And then you'll get weekly mindset coaching calls where you will get the mindset training from a Marine sniper who's fucking jacked.
Right. So I'm attracted or I'm interested at this point because my understanding to become a Marine sniper, you have to have a very high level of intelligence, intensity, discipline, and patience. And so that's what attracts me to this guy already.
Yeah, and he exemplifies all of those words.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool. Very cool. And then how long, what's your longest client that you've had, a coach?
Coach?
Yeah.
How long has he been coaching or how long has he been with
how
us?
long, how long is who's your, tell me about your first client. How was that? Your first coach.
My first
Your
coach.
first coach.
So my first coach is now the president.
sorry.
Is now the president.
I love
of my
this
company.
guy. This is good. This is nice.
I mean,
I'll tell you something, man. You're a great energy. I might tell Chad that this is it.
Well, I'm not.
This could be it because I really like
a lot. I don't inflect.
You really
lot,
don't
but
smile
I'm
a lot.
I don't know
nosy.
Chad, but I like this situation.
Yes,
I'm nosy.
Imagine Chad's a great guy.
This is a great guy.
This is all I know.
This is all I know. This is I'm with you, bro. I'm like a mouse. You continue on, sweetie.
They say I should have been either a private detective or an attorney. Those are my two callings because I love to ask questions.
Yeah, keep going.
I like you as a podcaster.
Yeah, so do I.
Is it podcaster?
Yeah, Padcaster.
Padcaster. From New England.
Yeah, exactly. From Michigan.
Well,
he's from Michigan.
I really appreciate.
Keep going.
Chad asked me to do this. So,
yeah,
I'm honored.
You're killing it.
So
yeah, you're killing it.
You get into this thing and you say, I'm a coach. I'm going to coach coaches. I need my first coach.
Yeah.
How would that go?
Nerve-wracking.
So it started with a dream. And it was like literally I had this dream that a good buddy of mine, his Instagram is @KarateScotty.
Okay.
He's an old friend of mine. I had a dream that he lost everything. And his house was like all boxed up and his family was like ready to move out onto the curb. And I had some success in coaching and I had some stuff that like turned out pretty good on social media that one thing went viral, then another one did, and so on and so forth. But I had this dream that he lost everything. And I've been talking to him on and off since I moved to California. He lives in Michigan. So I called him out of the blue one day and I said, Scotty, I got this thing going on. And I said, I want to take you with me on this. I want to train you how to do this. And I said, it's going to cost you some money. Because right away, I'm like, I'm not going to like give this away, and you have to be invested. Otherwise you'll just fucking fold.
And it shows that you have a sense of your worth.
Right. Well, that, and yeah. And I believe that you have to be invested in anything that you get into. If I did it for free, then somebody could just walk away when the going gets tough.
Right.
So he always knew me, and kind of knew that I understand business and I'm pretty savvy. So he didn't even think about it. He's like, yeah, man, let's go. And the two of us started just kind of coaching our own individuals and sharing, our successes and wins. And we were like, dude, what if we started doing this as like an agency together and showing more people how to do this, but doing it the right way and actually like truly showing up and not like just doing like scheduled Zooms, in a blanket style approach to like, you need to post like this and you need to structure it exactly this way, but we did it individually. And it might spread us a little thin, but if we just really did this the right way and actually showed up, I bet you this would go really good, right? And that's ultimately what ended up happening. So we had, I think like maybe 4 or 5 coaches that came on along the way, great guys. And then we were like, okay, this is happening. Like we're actually doing this. And they were so like susceptible to like just everything we were saying. They were just like right in and they were listening to us and they were engaging and they were so on and so forth. So then we went and we had a booth with our friend Brandon at the LA Fitness Expo. And there we ran into other people that had, obviously they wanted to become coaches. They had a desire to do what we were doing. So then we started networking. And then next thing it started growing more and more and more. Then we went to the Arnold. We had a booth with Brandon there as well, selling apparel. And we landed a monster, a guy who was like a pro bodybuilder. His name's George. Okay.
How long did it, from you decided you were going to do this, how long did it take to land? Did you say George?
Yeah, George. So we decided to do this last summer, and we landed George in March.
Okay.
Just this past March, after the Arnold Classic. 'Cause he was competing in the Arnold Classic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jacked.
Got to be jacked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a
Gotta be jacked.
classic physique.
We had a guy in here that was in the Arnold. Not in the Arnold. He's in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are great.
He came in 5th. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Mr. Olympia, not the Arnold. You're right.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia Para, yeah. story. So you're going George, yeah.
So George, we fell in love with him when we met him. Sober guy. You know, that's the other thing too, is we wanted our coaches to have actually lived through some shit. We're not looking for like gym bros.
Right.
You know, that like just want to get rich quick. Like that's not what we're looking for. We want guys in recovery like ourselves. Both Scotty and I.
Is it exclusive in recovery?
No,
or
not at all. Not at all.
Not just somebody in recovery, but someone
that suffered, bro.
Has a story to tell.
Yeah.
Suffered, and someone that has persevered.
Yeah.
Something.
Made it. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we have like domestic violence survivor, you know, PTSD.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, I just recently watched Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, and he had some struggles as a young man, you know, according to the show, some things to overcome with family. It wasn't super, super traumatic stuff, but, you know, he had a drive based on a life experience.
Yeah. And I think that's what we wanted to do. You know, like anybody can go and take a test and be good at taking tests and get their body or their personal training certificate. Right. But I would take the guy who's like been through some shit, you know, who ditched his training wheels, you know, when he first got on a bike and had to figure out how to wheel himself.
Right.
So so we interview every single coach's call we get on is a 5-person interview. We're Dane from Pool Fit, myself, Scotty, Steve, our art director, and our CFO, Matt. All of us are on the call.
So those are your affiliated partners or your business partners, or they're part of the team?
Yeah. Okay. The structure's a little odd because I consider myself a sole proprietor, but I can name them fucking knight, king, queen, fucking jester. It doesn't matter, you know. But it's just the structure.
Right. Fascinating. And what have you had those coaches that have struggled and failed?
We have coaches that take off slower.
Okay.
And if they fail, it's because they're chasing instant gratification and they're not following the process properly. You can people are usually exposed pretty quick in this scene.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, my first thought to what you just said is someone that wasn't doing it for the right reasons.
Right.
They weren't authentic. They just thought they could do.
I went right to AA or NA. You know what I mean? Doing it for a girl or for someone else, or
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just thinking
works.
that never works.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Well, and it goes back to for me is in recovery, in my personal life and in business, you have got to have a purpose.
100%.
And if that purpose is born or based out of a personal life experience or struggle, even better, right? So
yeah.
Now that's the passion's injected. And then so recovery. Tell me about that. How does that fit into?
Well, so I'm in recovery.
Okay.
And you know, I mean, I think that's why why I would be on a show like this. Yeah. You know, I'm a you know, alcoholic, garden variety drug addict myself. I grew up in the car business as a dealer and son of a dealer and general manager, you know, all of it.
Oh, cool.
So that lifestyle of 90-hour work weeks and, you know, grinding out, but work hard, play hard, automotive lifestyle, you know, it got the best of me, you know, and it got really bad, you know, and then, you know, it's funny though, as bad as it got, and as much as I loved the party, part of me always wanted to be sober. And I think a lot of people can agree with that struggled. Like there was like that burning desire like that to like have like what that guy over there has, who like doesn't need to do that. Yeah. But there was one instance, and I've talked about this on podcasts before, and it was a really glaring reminder. There was a time in my life where I went to school with a bunch of other people that were in the automotive industry or whose dads owned dealerships or whatever it was. And there was this one cat that he never drank, never did drugs. This is after college, but I knew him from the same circle.
Right.
In his entire life, never once touched a drink or a drop of alcohol in his entire life. And he was always the life of the party. always the life of the party. And could go out, you know, and be himself. Great looking dude, super jacked, like maybe not super jacked, but like good looking, you know, and in shape.
Yeah.
And very authentic. And I can remember one night I was out with a bunch of my buddies and we were going to do blow in the bathroom at like this like club restaurant type thing. And we had gone out there like a handful of times and gone in the bathroom and you know, did our thing. And then this one time I walked out and he like almost bumped into me.
Yeah.
And he looked right at me and he was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
God.
And I was like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you talking to all these other guys that you're friends with too?" And he's like, "You have the world in your hands."
Right.
He's like, you could do whatever you want. You have all the talent. You have everything. He's like, "And you're going to fuck it up with this shit?"
Right.
But what's crazy is those words meant nothing to me. Still to this day, those words were meh.
Well, I have to correct you on that. You're talking about it now.
But this is why. Because it wasn't the words, it was his eyes. The white fucking around his eyes.
Right.
That clarity. I had never seen that in the mirror.
Mm.
And when I saw his eyes like that, just focused.
Yeah.
Just like you could see right through me. I couldn't lie to him right then. That's for damn sure.
All right.
But those eyes, I was like, man. And I remember like thinking about that night when I was like, that dude's so fucking cool. He is so like crystal clear.
Right.
And I wanted that. I wanted to be able to like literally just undress somebody with my eyes.
Right.
And be able to like see right through you. I can see right through your bullshit. I can see right through it all. And for whatever reason, that like level of power to me was like really dope. And when I got sober and I was, you know, and I went back to running a dealership or back into the auto industry, and I would have, you know, subordinates.
Right.
And I was sober and they would show up hungover on a Saturday. And I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, we have a sale today. You know, and it was like that moment of like, you know, I don't even need to say anything. They know that they fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I'm finally clear headed. Now, when I was hungover in that situation, it was a joke. I was like, "Oh man, I was out late too last night, you know, whatever.
Let's get it done.
Let's
get it done, guys."
Oh,
but then it was like now you have like that focus, that total like energy where you don't even need to say a goddamn word.
Yeah.
You still in touch with that guy?
No.
You should share that with him. Find him.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people along the way that I've reached out with, and I don't think that I've ever talked to him again. I don't know that I've ever talked. I don't even know that he knew that he did that to me.
I don't know. I don't either. Only one way to find out.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I might do that.
So you're recovering.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I think it's like a lot of people, like in my situation, like you didn't really think you just thought you've partied. Like that was just it, right? And I think that's how a lot of people go. Like they don't think they have a problem. But like for me, like I certainly didn't until there were certain times in my life where it was like, had a knee injury, get prescribed Vicodin, you know, fake the injury a little bit longer to get more Vicodin. And then, you know, then you're buying Vicodin. And then it's like, so like then like that was initially it. That was my first first experience with addiction was in my 20s with Vicodin, with Norco. And what saved me was Oxycontin because I was so terrified of Oxycontin. So when the doctor was like, "Jay, you're taking like 20, 30
a day
Norco a day," he's like, "You're going to blow your stomach out, dog. Like we need to put you on Oxycontin." And at that same time, like Heath Ledger died from Oxycontin. So I was like terrified. I was like, Oxycontin was like such a buzzword. And so like I took it exactly as prescribed and it stopped doing its purpose for me.
Right.
Now, granted, the level of Norco that I was taking was like devastating for me. You know what I mean? And the actual prescribed dose of Oxycontin probably really wasn't that terrible, but I just stopped serving its purpose. And at that time, I was living in a lake house with a bunch of my buddies that didn't have drug or drinking problems. Well, maybe drinking problems, but they didn't have drug problems, at least that I knew about.
Right.
And I think being distracted and having that social setting helped me get through, like, because there were withdrawals.
Sure.
In 2 years of taking 20 Norco a day, you're going to have withdrawals. I don't care who you are.
Right.
But I think that distraction, it's like,
100%.
That study that they talk about with like
the placebo effect or whatever.
Yeah, where with the mice, with the mouse, where they put the cocaine in the warm water and the regular water. Like, I definitely believe that the social setting of that situation did help me pull out of that, because I never ended up going back down that hole, but I did continue drinking.
Right.
And then I did continue with cocaine, so on and so forth.
Oh, so you just gave up the pills.
Just the painkillers.
Okay.
And the benzos.
Right.
Had a few run-ins with benzos again, but never never got to buying them like on the streets or anything. Just abusing my prescriptions. When I ran out, I'd have to wait for the new one to come.
Peter, you ever have trouble with pills? I know you're really just a drinker.
I have a couple of experiences. One was, so my story is, I got sober when I was 20, and sober for 7 years. And when I relapsed with 7 years, I had a snowboarding accident and a neck injury, and it was Vicodin. And I'd never taken it before. And that was the start of a relapse. And that's my experience with pills.
How long did that go for?
A very short period of time, because it freaked me out. I wasn't used to it.
Until he started drinking again.
And then I started drinking again.
Right. There we go.
Yeah. So
then it started.
I'm just a drop dead, drinking alcoholic. Sober for 7 years. Relapsed in college, my senior year in college, and drank for 3 years. And it's interesting. I like to share this part of my story. When I relapsed, it took me a while to relapse, to deprogram, right? So I didn't have a sponsor. I didn't go to meetings for a year. It's because my experience is you can't just start drinking with 6 years sobriety. You don't just do it, right? Take some time.
Trauma, something has to happen.
Well, yes. And so I took that drink, and I thought to myself, well, I know 12-step programs. I know how to have a sponsor and be a sponsor. I know how to take steps. I have a fellowship that I can go back to. When I'm ready to get sober, I'll just get sober. Here's the problem. Giving up 7 years is difficult. It's a big decision. Giving up 1 day after I gave up 7 years
was easy.
Is not a big deal.
Right.
So how do you get sober again?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Later, eh?
So 3 years, and then what happened to me was I went to a bachelor party. One of my buddies from high school got married, and the bachelor party was in Mexico, Rosarito, in a place called Los Gaviotas, which is like a private housing complex on the water. It's like 20 guys, drank all weekend, got home on a Sunday. Me and one guy, instead of going home, went to a bar and kept drinking. And I woke up the next morning, and instead of going to work, I took a drink. And I went on a 9-day drinking binge. Wow. And ended up in treatment. So, what's it, July, August, September, I'll celebrate 25 years sober.
Wow.
Yeah. So, alcoholic. I mean, some cocaine in the 80s. Yeah. Some mushrooms in
90s
in college.
Joking.
Yeah. But an alcoholic. But anyways, one question I'd like to ask, or hear your experience, because it takes so much for a lot of people, have to go so far down, to make that life decision, because it's 1 day at a time, right? That's what everyone will coach you through. But really, when you're in it, you make a decision to get sober, isn't it like I'll never be able to drink again? Isn't it, I won't be able to drink champagne at my wedding? I mean, that's what's going through a guy or a gal's mind. In order to make that decision, in my experience, there's got to be a lot of pain.
Yeah.
A lot of pain. I don't know if everyone hits the kind of bottom I did, and maybe my bottom's not that low to some people. But are you willing and interested in sharing what that bottom was? It, you know, a high bottom, and if so, it's okay. Mine might have been a high bottom. I don't know. 9-day drinking binge. I still had my job. I still had a car. I still had an apartment, and a little bit of money in the bank. To a lot of people, that's probably a high bottom. For me, I came a day away from drinking myself to death. So what did it take for you?
Wow. Yeah. So it started after a divorce. Well, right before. It was an affair and a divorce. Okay. I had gotten married. It was a year into my marriage, my first marriage. And she, like, when we got married, you know, things are supposed to change. Well, she grew up pretty quick. I didn't. I wanted to continue to party, and I wanted to continue to do the things, go to the festivals and the party drugs and all that stuff. And she was into it. Like, she liked to do it, but she also wanted a normal life too. And she could pick it up and put it down. I would wake up in the morning and drink again, still go to the store, still run my dealership, or, you know, do my job, do whatever I needed to do. But she was better at picking it up and putting it down than I was.
Right. Which is annoying.
It is annoying.
Yeah.
You know, and so I wanted to be with somebody who could hang, right?
Someone who could put it down, and you felt more comfortable about your drinking with.
Right. So I had somebody who kind of hung out in the same circle that I knew, and she was great, and we, you know, started talking, and one thing led to another, and I ended up having a full-blown affair with her and burning everything down. We had just bought a house. We were like 3 mortgage payments into our house, and burned that relationship down, jumped right into that relationship, moved in with her. She had 2 kids. It was like, you know, instant. Like, literally on a Memorial Day, I moved my clothes into her house and started living with her. Like, no time to heal. No time for anything. But also played a little bit of bouncing back and forth too, just because I'm a dirtbag.
Okay.
You know, in it.
Right.
And that trauma from bouncing back and forth with my new relationship was, you know, turned into trust issues, turned into more codependency issues, so on and so forth. So we had decided, so then we bought a house. I had just sold the house from my prior marriage, and I kept going. Like, her and I loved to party and stuff, but we were like, you know, career people, but we partied.
Right.
And there was a couple bad weekends, and we were like, okay, we kind of jumped into this really fast. Duh. So, I had gotten a DUI. So I was going to I rented a condo downtown in the city. Again, she did not want me. We wanted to part ways just for a second, not like break up, but live in separate households until we could, like, you know, and just date, because we never really did that. So the minute I moved into the condo downtown in the high rise,
Party started.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I had gotten a second DUI in that same year.
Shit.
So now I'm on in drug court, right? So you got to check in every other day and stuff like that. So I can't drink, definitely can't do drugs. So I turned into nitrous oxide.
Wow.
So I haven't drank in almost 4 years. But the nitrous, you know, hippie crack, you know, you can't put that shit down when you start going.
I've never done it.
Wow. Oh, it's wild.
It's wild, bro.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you get at the dentist?
Yeah.
And I was spending like
you
$12,000 a month in nitrous oxide.
I remember that was a really big thing at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
You buy a big bottle of it?
Yeah, I can buy a big bottle, little bottle. It's actual nitrous racing nitrous.
Okay. So you start doing
Uncontrollably.
call it NOS?
Whippets.
Oh, okay.
Whippets.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I started doing those because you can't drug test for those.
Yeah.
but I couldn't put it down. Like, you know, you've seen like the Steve-O videos and stuff of like him like losing his mind. Like I was losing my mind, man. I'd get home from work, and I'd still do them at work. But I would get home from work, and my truck would be full of them.
Fuck.
Full of the canisters.
Yeah.
I'd get home from work, and I would like be so excited to just, I'd run up, get in the elevator, take it up to my place. I'd stand at my kitchen counter, my backpack with my laptop still on my back.
Just doing whippets there.
Just
Getting
back to back to back to back to back to back. Clink, clink, clink,
This is a
clink.
little unique.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this unique?
I don't know.
Okay.
To me, it was normal. No, I'm just kidding.
I did whippets. I did whippets in treatment because I was a crackhead.
Right.
You know, whippets is a crack drug. It's the same, almost the same. Head buzz and your, yeah.
So what happens next?
You fall down sometimes.
So here's what, so, in my, so it's funny because you would think like my second DUI was, oh yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
That's the.
Oh.
Yeah. So like you put one in here, you push this button, and you suck on the tip like a dog.
Yep.
Like
And dude, I was doing them so bad. Like the bottle gets really cold. My hands were getting frostbitten from the bottle.
what?
Yeah.
It was bad, dude. It was really
Yeah.
bad. And it's funny because like there was like several little points where you like a normal person would be like, that's rock bottom for me. And what got me my second DUI was a be on the lookout for a suicidal person helicopter chase.
Oh God.
And when they opened up my truck door, like
Yeah. All the whippets.
whippets just bam, clink, 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 clink. Cops like, I mean, dude, it was so bad. It was so
High
bad.
speed chase or low speed chase?
I didn't even know I was being chased.
I like the low speed chases. Are
He's
the
speed
best.
whippet in the low
Yeah,
speed
it's like,
chase.
what is this
Right.
doing?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when I
That's
realized
funny.
I was getting pulled over, I
Yeah.
like went to grab a whip,
Right, just in case.
just to get one in. But no, it was really bad. But that wasn't even my bottom. Like I was literally faced with 187 days in jail, and I got
Is that
bail.
third DUI?
That was during my second.
Okay.
Okay, but I had already kind of gone down that path before.
All right.
Okay, so but I knew that the whippets were fair game because they can't test me for them, so I just kept going. And I had to go back. This was a way up north in northern Michigan that I got this bolo. And when I had to go back to serve some time in jail for a probation violation
Right.
from the DUI prior.
Right.
And my brother had taken me up. There's 3.5 hours up north. So he had taken me up there. I had to serve some time, and then he had to come pick me up. And when he picked me up, I was just, I don't know. I had to go back and serve more time. I was able to like split up the time.
All right.
And I left out a big part of the story. When I was getting booked out, I had passed out, pissed myself, woke up
Shit.
in a hospital. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me.
Right.
Okay. So, this was at like some podunk hospital up in northern Michigan.
Right.
So I got back. My brother had picked me up from the hospital, and him and I are like best friends.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
we literally
Yeah.
normally like in a 3-hour drive we would
Yeah.
just be listening to Howard Stern.
Yeah, bro.
And like cracking up.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
got the
like
same
that.
brother.
But I said
picked me up
I said
too.
nothing the whole
Yeah.
3 half hour ride back.
Shit.
And he dropped me off at my building. And instead of walking in the front door, I walked into the parking garage where my vehicles were all parked. And he was like, that's fucking weird. So he starts calling me. And I'm not answering because I had the whole setup of whippets and stuff in my truck. So I just ran up to my truck and I was like, you know, I'm gonna end my life. I'm gonna blow my brains out. And my brother, like I'm sitting, you know, you see all my windows are all like, like all my windows are super tinted in my vehicle. So I'm like sitting in there and I didn't see him outside of my truck, and I'm in there like ready to kill myself. And my door swings open and my brother was like crying. He's like, we're going to get you help, dude.
Wow.
So I went, he took me to the hospital that night because again, we weren't sure why I had passed out. And there was no place to put me. Like they couldn't, like it was late, so they couldn't like put me in a psych ward or whatever. You know,
Small hospital, they don't have resources.
well, this is back in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
and then so like we were actually at a big hospital in Grand Rapids. That's medical mile, it's like almost a Mayo clinic.
Right.
And I had to stay there because they were running tests on me because of the passing out, and they had found like tons of blood clots in my lungs.
Oh, from the whippets.
From the whippets.
Wow.
So I had to stay there for like a week, get cleared up, and then my brother and sister-in-law got on a plane with me, flew me out here to California.
Then what?
Got into treatment. Went to an incredible treatment in Huntington Beach.
Okay.
Lived right on Main Street, like on 6th and like Olive, like right by the pier.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was supposed to go back and run my family's business and stuff. That was like what my entire life was set up to do.
Right.
But every night I would go out for a walk and I would walk the pier and I would listen to music and I'd be like, you know what? I love this place.
Right.
And then I started making friends and I started networking. I started building like a good reputation out here. Got sober. Fell in love with AA.
So you have a fellowship now.
Oh, yeah.
You've got meetings.
Oh, yeah.
You got a sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
Taking steps.
Oh, yeah.
Working with other guys.
100%.
In downtown Huntington.
Well, yeah, my main meeting is at the Newport Alano.
Okay. But you're a you mentioned earlier you live in Huntington.
Yeah, yeah. So that house that I got sober in, it's funny because I met somebody. So when I got out of my program, I had met who's not my wife. And
where'd you meet her?
At a bungalow in Pacific
Oh, I thought
City.
you met her at the treatment center.
No.
Okay.
She's a normie.
All right.
She's a normie.
All right.
I'm married to a normie as well.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not.
kind of nice. I didn't want to really. Yeah, I was.
I guess I am. Well, she's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah.
Oh, hey, sorry to interrupt, bro. She was waving to you.
Yeah, I know. I figured by the license plate that said Mrs.
Ern.
Yeah.
yeah. What a fluke. What are the chances?
I thought you had that plan.
No, she was going to pick up the kid. Yeah, I had no clue. It was weird.
Yeah,
Well, no, awesome.
Because she started waving at me. I'm like, who else? I slowed down for a second. I saw the license plate.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah, she's a good girl.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like to me, it was funny because I decided to stay. Right. Well, I had met her, and then I decided to stay. Well, the guy who introduced me to her is an older guy, and he had lived downtown Huntington Beach for like the last 20 years. And in the same place, and he had paid rent for, so he had like really cheap rent because from 20 years ago, and it was like controlled. So, cool little spot right on the beach, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go to Bangkok, and he's like, I understand that you want to stay in Huntington. He's like, why don't you take over my place, and while I'm in Bangkok for the winter, and just pay the rent. It's cheap. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. He's like, just figure out if you want to stay here, you can stay there, and then find your own place.
Right.
Because he's like he was best friends with my wife Lizzie.
Okay.
All right, like good friends, So I stayed there, and it was cool. A little surfer house, like little pad. Kind of, he was a bachelor, older guy. He just didn't whatever. It's kind of a shithole. Really.
That's a good time, bro. That's just after recovery. That's nice, man. I had the same thing.
So
that's
cool.
A few months. You're coming from Michigan, bro.
Yeah. So a few months go by, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not coming back from Thailand. You can have it. I have everything in it."
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't want anything in it. So I gutted it out, completely remodeled it. New floors, new everything, and we're still there now. We love it.
Really?
Oh shit! You see,
we love it. Yeah,
that's nice.
It's fun.
That's
so it was like, it was just
awesome,
wild
man.
how that worked out. So then, it's just like one great thing after the next.
Wow.
And it's like, the promises.
Right. So you gave up the family business and being around your family.
Yep.
Right. Stayed here, got sober, fellowship, wife, place to live.
Thriving
Now-
business.
Well, let's go back. When did you start the business?
So I started the coaching about 18 months ago.
Okay, so you're like, I'm not going to be in the car business anymore.
I did it while I was running the store, actually.
Oh, okay.
I started while I was running the store.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, what really pushed me into doing it full time was 4th of July. was here in California, dealerships stay open on the 4th of July.
Right.
Not in the Midwest. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like my first sober 4th of July in Huntington Beach, which is like, if you've been to 4th of July in Huntington Beach, it's like crazy
It's
fun.
a good time.
I live on Main Street.
Yeah,
like
it's
I
a
want to
good
be part
time.
of it all. I'm getting a little bit of FOMO. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And I had never worked a 4th. My dad was always like, no way. We'll never stay open on the 4th of July. We want our people home with our families.
Right.
So I looked at what I was making coaching, and I was making a lot of money running a dealership too. But I was making more money coaching. So it's like, man, if I put all my energy into coaching, then who knows where I could take this.
Right.
So 5th of July, I walked in and quit.
Good for you.
You were selling cars here?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Good for you. It's my story. It's identical. Identical. I could be sitting right there, except for the alcohol. I was crack, coke.
All right.
Yeah. Same thing. Left the family business. Can't go home. Family's driving me nuts. Too much family. Brothers running it. Yeah.
And a great opportunity you had there in Canada.
Oh,
right? I mean, a great life.
Still do.
Great life.
Yeah,
you walked
of course.
From.
Yeah. Great life.
So you had to have some faith in something bigger than yourself, or maybe it was just faith in yourself to make this change and take the plunge.
Yeah.
Or was it natural?
No, I think it is betting on yourself. It's
Yeah.
making a big boy decision to step the fuck up and do something different.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take me there. When did that happen? How long did it take? What was the catalyst when you made that final decision?
What I would tell you is this. My first 3 months in treatment before I met my wife, I wasted. And the reason, and I was running a great program.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing what I was told. I had a sponsor. I was working the steps. But part of me believed that I'd be able to go back to Michigan and pick up with my ex the way that and be sober. But I believed that I was trying to be sober for her.
Okay.
So I started my program over.
Mm.
So I literally, after because it was going to be a 90-day program at the treatment facility.
Right.
And at day 90, I decided to stay.
Okay.
So I stayed another 2 months in the program, went into OP, but still worked, actually ended up working harder.
Okay.
The best thing that she ever did to me was ghost me. After month 2, she ghosted me. So whatever it was, I don't know. Maybe she met somebody, I don't know. But it was just, she ghosted me. And at that point, it was like, okay, that's not going to work. Now I need to work on myself.
Right.
So at that point, it was like, I'm going to extend it. Now, there were probably other motives too. I also had court cases and stuff like that going on back in Michigan. But ultimately, it was push for this, and then decided at month 2 of my second round. I'd never relapsed. I'd never gone out. Never did anything. I just decided, I was like, I'm gonna stay in this.
So did you have a mentor or a coach of your own?
I did. Yeah. I had a couple along the way. So when I got sober, I really fell in love with having a sponsor and stuff like that. So then when I wanted to I've been over the last 6-7 years, I've been really big I am.
Yeah.
So as far as physical fitness and nutrition, I had to have a coach.
Right.
And then I hired a business coach.
Okay.
I didn't go so hot.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Why not?
Big name in the space. I don't want to talk about him in particular. But just treated the business world like the prison world.
Yeah.
And was kind of bullied people, kind of pushed people around, but that's not how business is done. So that went south.
Okay.
And instead of gaining a resentment, I just hired more mentors.
Right.
So I picked up a few other mentors to teach me other things outside of what he taught, because I had what he taught down. That was easy.
And then you built your platform. You just built it organically, like what you thought? You took bits and pieces of other things you've learned and
Yeah,
some new
essentially.
things?
Essentially, yeah. I paid for a lot of curriculum.
Okay.
So instilled my own methods into what I had paid for.
And then you're just the boss. You put it together.
Yeah. Put it
Yeah.
together, lead it.
And it works.
It works really well.
It's fascinating. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think this concept of like your 12th step.
Yeah.
Okay. Like how much strength, our 12th step is, it does for our own sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with like anything. Okay. Let's say like you work in an administrative role in a business and you're going to get a promotion to the next level up. So you have to retrain that like the next person is going to fill your spot.
Right.
And you start training that person. You kind of fall in love with the process all over again while you're training that person because you're watching like the eagerness in their eyes.
You might improve it.
You might improve it.
You might make it more simple. You might get rid of some things that aren't necessary.
Correct. But in helping that person, because like you're reminded of the stuff that you had learned when you were in that person's seat.
Okay.
You become. I believe that you become a better you when you pass down information to the next person.
Right.
What's that? A hedgehog right there?
Yeah.
What book is that from?
Good to great.
Good to Great. Okay, what level is that? 5. Because he's
5.
teaching people to do exactly what he
That's
was
right.
going to do. He
That's
wants
right.
people to take his place or be able to take his place and move on and do exactly what he's doing. He's teaching people to be great. That's what his job is.
Yeah.
And he's great, and he teaches them exactly what he does on a daily basis. And if they follow him, they're going to come close to greatness. Or that's what they're shooting for anyways. Most of them are going to end up average. That's all right. They're shooting for greatness.
Yeah. A lot of times we just need focus, discipline, and goals and encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What else you want to talk about?
He gives us close to Charlie Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. And it was just funny because I was going through his posts and I had mentioned that was my first 10 days was Charlie Street.
Charlie Street.
Yeah. 15 years ago.
Down and dirty.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are dripping after I drop boxes off to them.
I wish I had someone your size there, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? I went in there. What is there for me in the closet? Because I came in dry.
Yeah.
I came in right out of the bushes.
Yeah, my homie just dropped like boxes.
Yeah.
Of every Ultra Boost.
I'd have
like
gone
every
shopping
color.
for sure. I couldn't find shoes no matter what because I got 15 triple E's and they don't come by easy. Yeah. So people are not giving, back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, there was no 15s lying around.
Yeah, that's a big big foot.
Yeah.
I'm a 13.
Yeah. You see? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah. They're loving you, bro.
oh yeah.
They're loving you. They see you pulling up.
Well, yeah, my buddy does the drive.
That's awesome.
So, I made the disclaimer.
Yeah.
I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, I saw.
You can have it all. But I'm not moving anything around.
That's awesome. Yeah. We've got to give back. Got to give back.
Oh, absolutely. That's the best feeling. And again, like, I didn't deal with that, like showing up to rehab with nothing.
Yeah.
But I certainly saw guys do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy. At Newport Beach Alano Club, that was my go-to. I was at 6 a.m.
okay.
and then I got a job at the Newport Beach Alano Club.
Really?
I was behind the counter.
The coffee guy?
Yeah, I was the coffee guy. I was the Snicker girl.
Yeah, what's her name? Well, the little lady.
I don't know now, but I was there. I was that person.
Oh, right on.
I had that job for 2 years.
Yeah, you got replaced.
years?
Yeah, 2 years. I had that job, bro. My 2 years, I was going to school, became a therapist, and then it was all before I even met you 10 years ago or 8 years ago. Yeah. It's crazy. Promises do come true though, man.
Oh yeah.
You just stay on the path,
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got what's your daily routine? And it's all routine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your daily routine?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay. So always wake up, read. Okay. Typically I'll find something from a book that I believe is encouraging or something that's eye opening, and I'll post that right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I journal every morning.
Hmm.
I also journal before bed. And then push-ups, 150 push-ups.
Really?
150 push-ups.
Yes.
Fuck. See, I see him doing burpees and that. I see you doing those burpees.
I don't do burpees.
Oh no, when you stand, no, you don't jump, but you go down. You do.
No, I just do regular push-ups.
Oh, you just do regular
yeah.
push-ups. Okay.
Yeah, I'm too big to do
All right. Yeah.
burpees.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
too big to burp, dog.
No, you are.
Oh, burpees hurt everything.
God, everything. No, you can't. I'm low intensity too. I can't.
Yeah, no, I just
Can't.
get a good amount of push-ups.
God, I'm doing 90 a day, and I think I'm like not at once though. I'm doing like 30, and then I'll wait half an hour. I'll do another 30. You know, then another
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, I usually go like 3 sets of 50.
3 sets of 50. Yeah, I can't do 50 yet.
And what else?
Then I get out. 8 a.m. is well, it depends on what day it is, but then 8 a.m. is a mandatory leadership call. So all my leadership, my 5 guys, we get on a call and we structure, strategize, things like that. And then we do 5-on-1s that are like first come, first serve for our coaches. So like if you're a coach and you're struggling with a certain thing or a couple things, you have an opportunity at a window long, or a half-hour window rather.
I get in a queue or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do that, and then it's sales calls. My meals are all structured accordingly throughout the day. At 11, I train for 2 hours, and then back to sales calls.
So in that morning when you do the push-ups, that's your only exercise?
Just first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Then when I train, I
So you train every day?
every day.
You don't do sit-ups go along with those push-ups or no?
No.
Okay,
No.
just push-ups. And
Because a lot of times my core workout is my warm-up to my lifting.
Okay.
So I don't do. I just do push-ups. Just
What
get the blood
so
flowing.
what does that gym look like? Is it a gym workout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I work at a couple gyms. So the gyms that I do like my footage in and all my reels and stuff in, that's Rise Above Fitness.
Rise Above, yeah.
Yep. So that's a cool gym. That's like a powerlifting style strength training gym. It's owned by lead singer of a band called Bleeding Through, who's one of my best friends in the world. Big metal band.
Okay.
Really cool gym. There's an apparel line and stuff like that. We have collabs dropping. JWFIT Rise Above collabs dropping here pretty soon. Which is another wild story in my sobriety, but I don't need to talk about that. And then I also train when I'm in a hurry. Which I'm always in a hurry now. I train at Equinox right in Pacific City on the beach.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
It's
a
nice.
spot.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, really nice spot.
It's just never. It's not like busy. There's no young. Like I don't mind a busy gym. I actually prefer a busy gym, but not when I'm in a hurry.
Right.
I like the energy of a busy gym.
Yeah, so do I. I like watching people, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what comes next? Workout?
Train cardio after training.
What kind of cardio?
Lately, I've been into bike.
Okay.
Used to be elliptical. Got bored of elliptical. So moved to treadmill. But I really like the bike now.
Yeah, I'm doing the bike. I got 12 minutes today.
Yeah,
Don't laugh at me, Peter.
I'm
don't laugh at me.
asking because I need a workout. So
Oh, you need a coach.
yeah, I was excited there for a bit. I thought 150 push-ups a day and then look like you. That's great.
No.
So I'm a surfer.
Cool.
I grew up surfing and I surf. In the best shape I've ever been in, because I'm not a gym guy, the best shape I've ever been in is when I was regularly going to Orange Theory.
Okay.
You know Orange Theory?
Yeah, of course.
It's mostly women in there, but
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a chick workout.
It's a good workout. It's
Yeah.
a good workout. But yeah, I got to get back at something.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I really strongly believe in just slow tempo strength training.
Right.
So
what's the rest of the day look like?
usually it's calls, and then when my wife gets home, we try to spend time together. She usually goes to the gym after she works. So if I can make it back in there, I'll go back and do cardio and more stuff, and just to be there with her, or not.
They're newlyweds, Peter. They just got married.
Okay.
Yeah, a few months ago in Vegas.
What does she do?
She's well, I can't really discuss that.
Okay. That's fine.
Peter, you're
But
going
she-
good,
yeah.
and you were
She's in
great.
wholesaling.
You were great until 30 seconds ago.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have asked that
Serious.
question. I'm
no,
just saying.
she's
Peter.
a wholesaler,
Okay.
but yeah,
That's all we can say.
Fair enough.
You know.
What else?
I don't know. What else is there?
I don't know.
You pretty well beat him up with questions all fucking for the whole hour.
I feel like I'm taking it pretty well.
Yeah, really good, man. Really good. Shit. There you go. Take it.
I'm not going to take it.
Take it.
I'm not going to
Why
take
not?
it.
We're on air.
Why? Because it's Sirius XM.
Is it? So someone wants to get a hold of you. We're gonna run a clip of you doing not a commercial, but a little spot. Someone wants to get a hold of you. How do we get in touch with you and your team?
So the best way is to just find me on Instagram at Justin Wenzel Fitness. And then you'll just DM me. And I'm very responsive. You were at lunch today with me. You see how, like I said, we demand that we do.
We demand
face video.
Yeah.
So you know
it was amazing, man. He made me feel pool fit. Made me feel like I was a special person when he
because you are.
me. Thank you.
Well, yeah.
We always have to think like that.
Yeah. Because you never know.
You never know. Yeah. You never know.
Here we are right now.
Yeah.
You know, I had a great day with you today.
Yeah, great day.
It was literally responding and being, you know.
Yeah, it was a good day.
And working and you know, bringing you into my audience and you bringing me into
I appreciate
yours.
it, man.
Well, yeah. But it's listen, we use social media to be social.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a surprise that we're successful on social media. We use it what it's made for. We don't just post something and wait for people to like our shit.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do today?
Met him at 12 o'clock at Moxie. We did a cold plunge. He did close to 8 minutes. I did close to 8 minutes. And then we jumped over to Dr. Voss's office. Yeah. We did a sports massage for an hour for him. And then we went for lunch, had some sushi at Ecstasy or ETC. Ecstasy.
ETC. My favorite spot.
That's what I told him.
Have you ever ate at the Thai place?
Next door.
2 doors down.
No, not yet. That's will be our next time.
Same owner.
Oh, really?
You know that?
No,
and they opened up.
I'd never been to eat there before.
Oh, the Thai is amazing.
Yeah,
I don't even like Thai food.
Yeah,
it's
I don't know either, but
old school country gravy Thai food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they opened, so it's the same couple that owns both those.
Yeah.
And they opened another one of the Thai places on
oh, good for them.
Newport Boulevard in 19th, where the 24-hour fitness is.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's
sushi?
it. Sushi and then came here.
I thought you guys were with Chad.
No, Chad's doing a tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, brother. Fuck. Thank you.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, this
Thank
is great.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
Appreciate you sharing.